So there I was at the dentist, right? And so the dentist was a crazy experience this week. At the dentist, so I was there to get my teeth cleaned, right? And so we drive up, and it's this brick building, and I'm not, like, people are, like, scared of the dentist, but I'm a person who I really don't care about the dentist. Like, if I have to go, I have to go, whatever. It's just like anything else. So I'm going to the dentist, and I sit down, and of course, the lady's there. Excuse me, I'm here for the dentist. The lady in front of me, she's annoying as heck. Yeah, but I need this tooth and this tooth and this tooth checked. Not this tooth, though, because that tooth is my favorite tooth. But the other tooth... And I'm like, shut the hell up, lady. See what I did there? Anyways, so... The lady's annoying. Well, anyways, I finally get up. I'm like, hey, I need to get my teeth cleaned, right? And so, sure enough, the lady lets me right on in. She's like, whatever, go get your teeth cleaned. So I go sit in the waiting room, and in the waiting room, I read a book. It's called, A Million Little Pieces, and it's about a guy who goes through rehab. Well, the scene I just happened to be reading was on the dentist. And so, his story is, at this point, he's in the dentist, and he is in there for drug rehab, so he's not allowed to have any drug of any type while he's there. So he goes into the dentist, and the dentist tells him that he's not allowed to have drugs, but they have to fix his teeth, because he had also gotten his teeth knocked out because he was in a fight. So sure enough, the guy sits there, and without drugs, the doctor pulls 5 teeth, drills into 2, does all this really messed up stuff, and this guy didn't have any medication. So, I was kind of panicked at that point because I'm reading this terrible, terrible story about a guy who's at the dentist. Well, I go in anyways. Eventually, will Randy Marshoni please come up? And I'm like, yeah, okay, I'll come up. So I walk into the dentist, and he's this cool guy. I mean, he was this older guy. Kind of looked like the doctor from House, honestly. And he was okay. The guy was funny. He told me about how, they scratched my teeth to clean them. So he was going to scratch his initials into my teeth. And I was, that was kind of a bad but funny dentist joke. So, they're cleaning my teeth, and actually this really hot nurse comes in, so I totally stole the initials joke. And so the hot nurse is doing the scraping, and it's this student from the University of Minnesota. And I'm like, hey, you scratch your number into my teeth, maybe I can call you later. I'll just yeah, at the 6th, at the 9th. So she laughed, and it was funny. And so she leaves, and the doctor comes back, and he's like, well, we checked out these x-rays, because I'd taken x-rays, and you have 1 cavity. So here's the deal. We're out of drugs, but we are too lazy to reschedule. Yeah, there it is. And so because of this, we're just going to drill right into it without any drugs, okay? And I'm like, okay, that sounds painful, but, do what you gotta do, doc. Just get rid of this cavity. He's like, okay, it's not gonna hurt that bad, actually. It's a really small cavity, so it's not gonna be bad. And I'm like, okay, that seems legit, right? Whatever, that's cool. So sure enough, I'm laying down on the bed, and I'm sitting on the table, and if this might look weird in the camera, but just go with it. I'm sitting like this, and I'm just chilling, and the doctor comes in, right? And so I sit, I'm doing that because that's how I was sitting. But the doctor comes in, and he's got his drill, and I'm like, all right, this seems legit. This is fine. He's, and he's screwing with me because I'm not going on any drugs. He's like, oh, I do this with everyone who I don't do drugs with. And my thought at that moment was, why the hell wouldn't he do drugs with most of his patients? Isn't that supposed to be what happens when you get a tooth pulled? They numb you and shit. Well, he doesn't numb me. So I'm laying down. He finally just gets right to it. He pulls out the drill. And he starts sticking it in my mouth. All of a sudden you hear, oh shoot! And he presses the drill, and it slips off my tooth and drills me under my cheek. I haven't been able to make a video for 3 days because it's been hard to talk. I don't actually know how I'm doing so well on this video. But so there's a chunk right now missing out of behind my tongue, and it hurts really badly. And he's like, well, we didn't give you drugs, but that'll be okay. Don't worry about it. And I'm like, yeah, I'm not going to worry about this giant hole in my chin. I'm not freaking out because I can't really say anything, but like I'm kind of just wondering what's going on. So anyways, he gets back up and he pulls out the drill again and he's like, you know, he puts it in my mouth and I'm just sitting there ready to get my tooth drilled. And they're like there's a nurse like holding my mouth open, which was weird as hell. Like I don't really like nurses holding my mouth open, if that's understandable. But he puts the drill in and this time he gets the tooth. So he's drilling it, right? And you hear, sorry about that noise. Oh, there's that cheek spot. And he finally drills it, right? Well, the thing he didn't know is he drilled too deep and hit my nerve, right? And at this point, I'm swearing at a doctor. And I usually don't swear at the dentist, but this time was an exception, you know? He drills into the nerve, and I'm sitting there like, fuck! Shit! And he's like, what did I do? What did I do? And, you know, there's blood everywhere because I'm freaking out. And I'm like, dude, you drilled the nerve! Ah! You know, and I'm... if you've seen David After the Dentist, which is quite a coincidence, he goes... in the video, he just freaks out and he screams. That's kind of how it felt. And so I'm screaming, and the dentist is just sitting there like, oh, I didn't do anything wrong. Well, anyways, so they fill the tooth back up, right? And the nerve, like, it must be damaged still because I can feel it when I eat. But, so as he filled it up, the filling went into the nerve, so I can, like, feel it all the time now. And, so, like, I don't know where this story is going either. If you watched my last one like this, it really had no point either. Basically, so I had a bad time at the dentist, alright? I still like dentists. They do a good job. They get paid a good amount of money to help me eat stuff. And that's cool. I mean, you know, that's legit. And so because of that, I just thought I'd tell you this story about a horror story at the dentist. And I walked out the rest of the day, and I couldn't eat for a little bit. And I had lasagna that night. It was some good freaking lasagna. You have no idea. Got to skip school that day. That was cool. And yeah, that was my time at the dentist. It was pretty awesome, except for my face hurts. So yeah, guys, that was my story at the dentist. Nothing great. I mean, the dentist was a painful experience, and it's kind of hard to finish this video right now. But, I mean, it was fun. I mean, dentist, right? I got a sucker at the end and ruined my teeth all over again, and that was cool. So, yeah, that's pretty much it. Anyways, there's one last thing I have to do. So, we got Forged Awesome t-shirts, and I'm like, yep, that's it.
What?
Has text at the bottom. They're really, really cool. And I know you've seen me wear these in a video, but it's about time you guys got some of your own, right? So I'm giving Forged Awesome t-shirts. They're $20 each. Blah, 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 blah. You've heard this pitch before. Buy a Forged Awesome t-shirt. They are really, really cool. Like, I have a bunch for my whole team, and, like, they always get compliments on them. I kid you not. Like, the other day I was walking down, like, I was in school, right? And so I'm walking through school, and this kid's like, hey, that's a cool emblem. What's that from? And I'm sitting here like, that's me, baby. And it was a great thing. So, like I said, buy a t-shirt. They're really, really cool. And half of the proceeds, so half of the stuff I'm making will go to a charity fund. So buy a t-shirt, and half of it goes to a charity. So you're buying a cool freaking t-shirt, and you're helping out kids with cancer. I mean, that's legit. So, yeah. Blah, 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 blah. Hey, I'll talk to you guys later.